Season 1 was 1983, season 2 is 1984, and it's all about how crack began. So in season 1, there was no such thing as crack. And then at the end of the season, or as the season went on, there were some discoveries, and oh my God, this thing called crack, it's affordable, it gets you really high. And season 2, it has taken off, the beginnings of that, you know what I mean? And so now Franklin and his crew, which I'm a part of, we're starting to make a little money, and you know, now everybody's looking around, you know, what are you up to, you know, suspicions and, you know, trying to guard the product itself and all the money and who's loyal and who's not loyal, and, you know, it's intense. It's gritty and it's intense. Yes. You know, it's kind of cool because it's so realistic that sometimes you're like, especially these days, you know, kind of like on TV, people like sometimes want to play it safe. Yeah. It's kind of cool that they let the show kind of really go there, be gritty, be edgy, and be as realistic as possible. Yeah, absolutely. Right? They really like do a great job. I love FX for kind of guiding us, but in a hands-off kind of way, you know, letting us really tell the truth, letting us really explore those dark and gritty, intense places. Tell us what it's like to work with the director, John Singleton. Oh, John is awesome. Because I go, listen, I'm way older than you. I remember Boys in the Hood. Yeah, I remember Boys in the Hood. Oh. I mean, like, you know, I had to rewatch it. You had to rewatch it. You watched it on DVD, okay? I think I might have seen it on VHS. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. I mean, John is great. Right. He has so much heart and so much conviction. It's really beautiful to watch and be a part of. He really is into telling the truth of this story and the truth of these communities, these people who he knows, who they are his family, and who so many of us on set and then our audience, that they are our family, they are our communities, and he's really committed to telling the truth. So how important is this show from a historical perspective to let people know this is how things kind of went along so we understand ourselves better? I think it's super important because you can't really not repeat history if you don't know what already happened. And I think that today, we're just quick to forget or not know or not recognize all the things that go into the chaos, if you will, of what's happening today. You know, and especially coming off the 60s and the 70s, which were so, you know, civil rights movement and just people trying to move forward for human rights, and then to have something like crack kind of disrupt everything and throw everything back into chaos, and how that happened. It's just really important to know. There were so many entities that had a hand in that, you know what I mean? It wasn't just one, exactly. It wasn't one particular community. It wasn't the black and brown people doing it to themselves. I like seeing stories from someone's community, whether they're, you know, my community or not, that you don't typically get to see, right? And the story being told from their perspective without necessarily worrying about whether other people are gonna get it. I think what ends up happening is that most other people end up getting it and feel that the story is genuine enough, and they start to connect and get to know people that are outside their community. So it's all about intuition. Yeah, you feel it. Context clues. Context clues. So, but I appreciate that with Snowfall. As an African-American actress, as black actors, how do you feel these shows are doing in the process of getting more people of color stories into the mainstream? Yeah, I think it's wonderful that we're getting more of our stories told, more of us telling our own stories, more people who aren't of color, who are in charge of telling the stories that are more sensitive to the fact that this is not their story. Just more truth all around. And I love that in our show, we don't need to hit people over the head. You know what I mean? Like we just tell the story, and the humanity and the situations and the stakes of the situations and the humanity that's a part of all of that is what people relate to. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be from South Central, or you don't have to be black, you don't have to be brown to understand the humanity that is the undercurrent of the situation. Now you're on Snowfall and FX, and I can't wait to see the second season. Great, thank you. Before you came on, I joked around that this interview was going to be in Spanish, and then you actually said, show me something. Habla un poquito de español. Hablo un poquito. ¿Dónde aprendiste el español? En la escuela, la universidad.
That's amazing. Good for you.
Thank you.
All right, that'll help you around here.
Yeah, I got a lot of practice in Costa Rica, I have to say.
Awesome. Do you
People
go to
were
Costa
very
Rica a lot?
patient. No, this was my first time, but I have to go back. Oh my God.
And I bet you by the end of the trip, you were just speaking fluent Spanish.
I didn't know about fluent, but you know.
Good for you. Hey, listen, you know what? If the whole acting thing doesn't work out, come over here and host a show on LATV. We'll just say that you're like Dominican or Puerto Rican. Yeah, so we'll do that.
Please, thank you for accepting me.
You are definitely accepted. There's always a place here for you.